Well, one thing that's interesting, you mentioned Trump and Russell Brand, both incredibly charismatic in very different ways. And I think actually in one of your videos, you point out Russell has this really elaborate and sophisticated and precise and rich language that he uses just casually all the time.
Trump does that.
Trump is the total opposite, right? Everything is
punchy,
monosyllabic, super punchy, third grade level at the highest.
Sixth, technically, but
Sixth.
Point taken. Yeah, no, that's literal. That was in a study, but
listen,
I said that's going to help him win. I made that point.
She was an advanced third grader.
That's
okay?
right.
She's just
I have
benchmarking.
a third grader.
She's
He's very
benchmarking to
smart,
where she was. That's all.
But both seem to work in their own ways. So how can you have two people whose communication styles are so incredibly different, but both are able to communicate in their own way very, very effectively?
Yeah. Well, I think, it was funny because when I did that video and I realized that both work, I spent a couple weeks trying to switch between those two modes about every hour. And so for an hour, I try to talk in single syllable words. And then for an hour, I try to be more precise with my language, it was taxing. But so I think that Russell would struggle in politics. I think that they're playing different games. Second grade level, when you are trying to broadly appeal to a nation of over 300 million people, you are generally better served to use language that is easily comprehensible, especially if there's a fear that you could be perceived as, as Donald Trump could have been, given his background, elite, privileged, upper class person.
Especially in the soundbite era of politics.
Sure. And the other thing that is important to recognize that I think Trump does a very good job of doing is, though it has, of course, been done, because he is so circuitous with his language and he starts sentences without finishing them, and it has so much that is implied in what he's saying. They're doing a tremendous job. They're doing tremendous, and then he just kind of, What that allows for is it makes it it's so tough to grab clips of him saying one short, complete sentence that's upsetting because he chooses single syllable words. Even the clip of Charlottesville, they had to jump around to grab the moment where he said the great people thing because he is so unlikely to finish any particular sentence. So the single syllable words I think helps him appeal to the broad base that he needs to win. The majority of the I guess electoral college, not the American electorate. But and Russell would struggle there. I think Russell has got his own niche that is unlikely to let him win any elections anytime soon.
So Crystal and I have had this conversation a number of times. Actually, you're reminding me of it with what you just said there. That there really does appear to be this X factor characteristic or quality, and some people just have it and some people don't. And the quality is, and Russell has it and Trump has it, even though they're polar opposite ends of the spectrum. But some people, when they talk, it just immediately lands and gets in your brain and you understand it. And then there's other people where it's like a constant battle to try to force yourself to listen because your attention just sort of starts roaming all over the place. I don't know what the hell that is, but they both definitely have it. And the point about Trump is it's somewhat similar to Bernie in a way, because I'll ask you your theory on what's Bernie's appeal, but I always thought it was the authenticity, which you could argue Trump has. And then he also has the same sort of Trumpian, talking at a sixth grade level punchiness. Bernie has that with just a totally different political philosophy where he's punchy, Medicare for all, free college, $15 minimum wage, and just repeat that over and over and over. So there are, there's charisma similarities between them, even though philosophically they're totally different, correct?
Sure.
Yeah, I think Bernie's adapted actually in the most recent 10 or so years. I remember watching him, I think the first go around with him up against Hillary the first time.
Yes.
When Obama took it, yeah. And he was not as punchy. It was really actually, he was asked questions about will taxes go up on the middle class, and gives such a complete answer that is not easily digestible by the majority of the people in the audience. When they hear our taxes going to go up, what they want to hear is absolutely not. Right? They don't want you to explain, well, actually what's going to happen is because you have these bills, things are going to get cheaper for you overall, but yes, in the short term. And that's what he takes 3 minutes to say. And I think he's learned from those defeats to copy the parts of Trump that are actually going to be useful for him politically. And I think Hillary tried to copy the parts of Trump that were not useful to her. But those quick, punchy, populist things that people get behind, that's how you want to talk politically.
Bernie's definitely changed his style.
Yeah.
As each election comes, he's gotten better at coming up with something people can get behind instead of going for a long, complete answer that's hard to follow if you don't know the U.S. tax code.
Which is tough because, you'd love to live in a world where the complete answer is the one that people vote for. But that is not the case, and that has made me sad.
I think that's partly what Elizabeth Warren's problem was, too. It was like everything's like a white paper, and I've got a plan for that.
Well, and she also ran solely on I'm a woman.
Yeah, she also leaned pretty hard into the woman card, as you put it. But Ben, I was actually curious for you to pick up on the comment that Kyle made about how some people just have this X factor where you want to listen, you want to pay attention, you're super engaged, and some people have like an anti-X factor where your mind is instantly wandering and the information isn't soaking in. I mean, it seems to me what you guys are doing is trying to give everybody access to whatever that X factor is. Just talk a little bit about your philosophy and if you think that is possible for everyone.
Sure, yeah. People comment this sometimes. They go, "What? You can't give this away. If everyone knows this, it won't work." And I just I honestly have faith that the amount of people actually going out and implementing things that they watch is so small that even if I were scared of that, which I'm not, it just wouldn't happen. So I think that, to answer your other question, everybody can become significantly more charismatic. I'm 100% confident on that. I have a cousin who's on the spectrum who I've seen transform from someone who had never had a date to was very successfully dating and then got married. So I think no matter who you are, this stuff can transform your life. I do think that not everyone will be The Rock, Barack Obama, Will Smith, but that's not what most people even want. Most people just want to have more friends, have a better dating life, get more respect at work, get the promotion, and that stuff's all achievable. So it's kind of like wherever you are, you can make this huge leap. But yes, in the same way that we can't all be Steph Curry, we can't all be Michael Jordan, we also can't all be the absolute 0.001% of charismatic. But you don't need to be to massively transform your life. So that's kind of what we're trying to do, is just get people the jump from where they are to where they want to be.
Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.